Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In the last session, we were discussing the first chapter of economics, that is natural resources. In this chapter, you have already learned the meaning and types of resources, scarcity of resources, and today we will discuss the conservation of resources. Okay, conservation. What is conservation? Means the protection. Conservation means the protection. So, the wise use of our natural resources is called as conservation. How to conserve our natural resources? So, using the natural resources properly and protecting them for the future use also is called as conservation. Then, why it is necessary to conserve the natural resources? Because it is necessary to continue to meet human needs and it maintains a standard of living to which people are accustomed. And we can follow the three methods for the conservation of our natural resources, that is 3 R's, or we can also use 4 R's. Okay, conservation of resources is responsibility of all of us. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, you can do it by adopting the 4 R strategies, that is reduce, reuse, recharge, or regenerate and research. Okay, conservation of natural resources means not to waste them but use them properly or judiciously so that there is a balance between nature and our use of natural resources. Conservation has defined as the management of the biosphere for the benefit of the all life including humankind. It may yield sustainable benefit to the present generation while maintaining its potential to meet the needs and aspirations of the future generations. So, how we should use these natural resources? It should be used present also, and we should use it judiciously so that we can protect them for the future use also for the future generations. Yes. Ways to conserve natural resources. Just now I told ways to conserve 4 R's, that is reduce, reuse, recharge and regenerate. Okay. So reduce refers to minimize the use of resources. Means minimize, use less resources and their wastage. Reduce refers to minimize the use of resources and their wastage or trying to use less amount of any resources. It will also reduce pollution. Okay. For example, you can reduce air pollution by reducing the use of your vehicles. Reducing also involves making a decision to not use a resource when there is an alternate. See, if you have any alternate things to use instead of a natural resources, so making a decision to use alternative the resources such as walking or riding a bicycle rather than traveling in a car. See, if you are going anywhere, the distance is very near, you need not to take a car or a motorcycle. You can go by walk or you can go by cycle also. So what happens, this is the alternate method instead of going in a car or in a motorcycle. So this also reduces the pollution. Okay, next is reuse. See, this is a very simple but very effective way to conserve the resources. Every resource has not only alternative uses but can be used multiple times. See, see, every resource they don't have only alternate uses, but we can use the resources multiple times. It means many times the used things we can use again and again. We can use again and again. For example, see, the water. that was used for bathing can be used for gardening. So instead of wasting the water which is used for bathing, that can be used for the gardening also. Waste paper can be converted into packing materials. Okay, the waste paper can be converted into packing materials. And the other way, reusing involves finding a way to use resources or a product from a resource again without changing it or reprocessing it, such as washing a drinking glass rather than throwing away plastic or styrofoam. It means, see, sometimes what happens, we use a paper plates or paper cup, use and throw cups. So instead of using and throwing it, okay, so instead of that you can use the utensils, so you can wash and keep it, and again the next day the same utensils can be used. So that is reusing. Then recycling involves process, processing a resource or a product from a resource so that the materials can be used again as another item. See, here recycling means when once the used item is again recycled and made it as a another product. Okay, such as metals, glass or plastic being remade into new metals or glass products into fibers. Okay, next is research. Researching, always researching ways to find renewable alternates to non-renewable resources. See, solar or wind energy is a renewable alternative to the energy we use. So instead of using the electricity, another alternate thing to use is solar or energy also we use, because solar and wind energy is a renewable energy. Okay, and protecting involves preventing the loss of resources, usually living things, by managing their environment to increase the chances of survival, such as providing wildlife reserves for endangered animals. Okay, we can protect the natural resources. How it this involves the preventing the loss of resources, usually living things. By managing the environment, what happens, we can provide a wildlife reserves for endangered animals. So the species have been decreasing, the animal species are been decreasing day by day, so we can protect these endangered animals. Yes, here is the checklist of some things we can do to conserve resources. Purchase less stuff. Use items as long as you can. Ask yourself if you really need something new. Okay, see, purchase less stuff. First of all, purchase the less stuffs and use the purchased thing until it becomes not for use. So use items as long as you can, and ask yourself, purchasing a new thing is it necessary before purchasing anything new. So use the purchased things as long you can use them. The next is reduce excess packaging. See here, for example, I tell you, reduce excess packaging. For example, drink water from the tap instead of buying it in a plastic bottles. Why to purchase the plastic bottles? So drink water from the tap instead of buying it in plastic bottles. Recycle materials like metal cans, old cell phones, and plastic bottles. So instead of throwing them, we can give them for the recycling. The things like metal cans, old cells, and plastics, they can be recycled. So just instead of wasting them and throwing them, we can give it for the recycling, so that it can be recycled and come into the market as a new product. From this also we can protect our natural resources. Purchase products made from recycled materials. So purchasing the products made from recycled materials is better than the purchasing the non recycled materials. Because by what happened, because by purchasing the recycled materials, so we can maintain the originality of the nature is protected. What happens by purchasing the recycled materials, originality of the nature is protected. Okay, now air and water clean by not polluting the environment. See, always we should see that we are not polluting air and water. How do we pollute air then? See, using excess of vehicles or burning of fuels leads to the air pollution, and water pollution leads by dumping some waste materials into the water bodies, leads to the water pollution. The best example for the water pollution is the present Ganga river, which has been polluted very much. Once a time during the time of Mughals, or after that also, the river from Ganga, the water from Ganga river was supplied to the entire Delhi region, but for drinking purpose and for the other purposes also. But see, now what is the condition of the Ganga river? So it is being completely polluted. The water has become like a poison. So even the animals cannot drink the water, and there is no life surviving in the river. So this way, what happens? The water is being polluted by dumping some wastages in the river. So always we should see that we are not polluting air and water. Plant new trees to replace ones that we cut down. See, if the trees are cut down, alternate to that, what we should do? We should plant the new trees. Drive lesser, take public transportation, bicycle or walk. See, if the distance is very less, wherever necessary, take a public transportation instead of going individually, one person in a one car. So instead of going individually using the vehicle, you can take a public transportation also, or you can use a bicycle, or if the distance is less, you can go by a walk. By this, what happens? We can protect our or conserve our resources. Conserve energy at home also. See, this is the very must thing or a necessary thing. See, turning off lights when not needed, or turning off the running tap when water is running out. So this is very very important, which we come across in everyday, which we come across every day. Lights when they are not in use. By this, you can conserve your energy. And turn off the running tap if the water is running. By this, you can save water. Okay. Conservation accepts has realized by all the countries which have adopted the principle of sustainable development, that seeks the achieve development in such a manner that the resources and environmental quality are conserved for use by future generation also. We should take care that the natural resources are used judicially, so that we can conserve them for the future generation also. Okay, next is reducing our ecological footprint. What it is? Ecological footprint. Then what is ecological footprint? Introduction. See, we all depend on nature. Okay, two activities such as drinking, eating, breathing, we exchange energy as well as matter with the environment. Basically, we use energy for heat and mobility, wood and timber for housing and paper, food and water for living organisms we use. The ecological footprint, that is the impact of human is measured in the terms of the area of biologically productive land and water required to produce goods consumed and to assimilate the waste generated. Okay, see, we all depend on nature. Nature absorbs our waste. Nature provides us climate stability. It also protects us from ultraviolet radiations, sources of our lives as well as our well being. It provides the sources of our lives as well as our well-being. See, ecological footprints is the amount of a productive land and water required to support the individual. What is ecological footprint? That is the amount of productive land which the land is used. Okay, the amount of productive land and water required to support the lifestyle of an individual, a city, a region, or a country, and also mitigate the associated waste. It expressed in a global hectares. It is expressed in a ecological footprint is expressed in a global hectares. Ecological footprints is equal to the space required to support all the inputs and outputs. What it is? The space, all the human inputs and outputs. Eco footprint helps us understand that a small proportion of the population is consuming a large amount of resources. What it is? Ecological footprint helps us to understand that a small proportion of the population, the less the population is consuming or using a large amount of resources. See, what are the components of ecological footprints? The components of ecological footprint are forest products, carbon footprint, cropland, pasture land, built up land, and fisheries. The ecological footprint calculates the amount of land and water we need to provide everything we use in life. What it calculates? The ecological footprint calculates the amount of land and water we need to provide everything we use in life. So what we use in the life, that it the amount of land and water what we use every day, everything in the life, it calculates. Ecological footprint calculates it. Then how is footprint calculated? The amount of material consumed by that person in tons per year is divided by the yield of a specific land or sea area, that is annual tons per hectare, from which it was harvested or where its waste material was absorbed. See, look here. Ecological footprint is equal to amount of material consumed divided by specific land or sea. It is how it is calculated. Ecological footprint is equal to the amount of material what the human beings are consumed, that is divided by the specific land or sea. Current world footprint. Nowadays we are using one planet and a half to get the resources we consume. See, so it takes the earth 1 year and a half to regenerate the resources. Annually, how much the people are using the natural resources? We are using one planet and half. That is 1.5 planet. What the resources are there on the planet? That's 1.5 amount we are using the resources. Okay, then how much time does the earth takes? So the earth takes 1.5 year to regenerate the resources. That is, we using it in only 1 year, but whereas the earth takes to regenerate it 1.5 year. Global average. The world average ecological footprint in 2012, okay, I am talking about the 2012 average, was 2.84 global hectares per person. It is in total, how much it is? 22.1 billion in total. But in 2010, how much it was? Ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares. In 2010, it was the food ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares, or 2.6 global hectares per capita. That is, Earth's total biocapacity was 12 billion global hectares, or 1.7 global hectares per capita. But in 2012, it was 2.84 global hectares per person, that is in total 22.1 billion. All the resources you need every day have an impact on the planet. It influences the resources what we are using in day to day life, that influences on the planet. It makes the ecological footprint bigger and bigger. See, if we go on using the resources in the same way, the ecological footprint uh, the ecological footprint becomes bigger and bigger. If we don't reduce the consume of the earth resources, we will run out them. See, if we don't use the resources properly or judicially, what happens one day, the resources will run out and we don't find them at all on the earth. The bigger your footprint is, the most you are wasting and damaging the environment. Right? How to reduce ecological footprints then? Switch to renewable energy. I have already explained what are the renewable energy. Instead of using the electricity, you can switch for solar or wind energy. Recycle responsibly. See, don't, instead of throwing the waste like a plastics and others, you can recycle them and use the recycled products. Reduce your use of single use disposal plastics. Okay, reduce your waste. Drive less. Use the alternate method for that. Reduce your water use less water. Support local, what is available locally, support that and use that. Practice sustainable agriculture and forestry, that is sustainable means here renewable. Practice renewable agriculture and forestry. So other 10 tips to reduce your ecological footprint, that is reduce food waste, compost food waste, cook leftovers, local, eat seasonal fruits and vegetables. Growing on your own veggies is also, by this also we can reduce our ecological footprint. Eat less meat and dairy products. Focus on fish from sustainable fisheries, that is renewable fisheries. Reduce kitchen waste. Eat highly highly processed food. Yes, with this we come to the end of the chapter. So, saying this thought, Mahatma Gandhi's quote, live simply so others may simply live. This quote was said by Gandhi. So, with this, we end this topic or session here. In the next session, we shall come up with a new chapter. Okay. Thank you and have a good day.